involved here on campus?
Well, I was not one of those persons that was necessarily actively involved in a lot of organizations. I spent a lot of time in the car room, to be honest with you. I had a great time. For me, what was so important to me with LeMoyne-Owen is the nurturing that I received, my friends and people that I met, relationships that I developed. At that time in my life, I was starting to go through some stuff. And I remember there are days I would come and I would not be in a good space. And I would be sitting at the car room and tears coming down my face, and my friends were always there for me. And so that's what I appreciated about being here, because it was always like family. And the teachers that were here, it was always about family. And that's what I remembered the most about LeMoyne-Owen.
You know, a lot of the individuals who have sat in that seat have talked about the relationships, how they've been impacted,
Yes.
even to this day,
Yeah.
for the relationships that
Yeah.
were formed while they were here on this campus.
Yeah.
I know you joined a sorority
Yes.
while you were here.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. One of my very, very best friends, I went to Manassas High School, and so I had several of my classmates that came to LeMoyne-Owen and were AKAs. And actually, I had planned on not pledging anything at all. And so my very, very best friend just convinced me, you want to be an AK? I said, okay, good. All right. So I decided to do that, to pledge. And what was so cool about it, my sister was pledging Delta at the same time. We were online together. In the same year, she was pledging Delta and I was pledging AKA. And so that was a pretty interesting experience, because our big sisters at the time did not like it. When my sister was out there performing as Delta, Pyramid, or whatever they called them at that time, I was cheering her on, and she did the same thing for me. And it was said, no, that's my blood. At the end of the day, we're still all sisters, regardless of what color we wear. We're all still sisters. So that was really fun. And even to this day, we have fun. And the cool thing about it, I have two sisters that are Deltas, and I'm an AKA, I'm the oldest. So whatever direction I was going to go, they were going the opposite, right? But they sure have a house full of pink and green. That's all I got to say.
What is your fondest memory of your time here?
My best memory in this school was the day I graduated. And the reason I say that is because I worked 2 part-time jobs and went to school full-time. I was determined to go to school regardless. There was nothing going to stop me from fulfilling my dream. And so I did that. I worked a lot of hours and I worked hard in terms of trying to graduate. And so the day that I graduated, not only that was so cool because I got my last semester, I got all A's, right? So I'm on stage and tears just going all, snot going everywhere. And they said, what's wrong with you? I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. What? You just don't know. But I was so blessed and so thankful because it was such a journey. And so I would not have made it if it had not been for the people around me that cared, loved on me and nurtured me, my friends and the teachers and the staff. That's what I remembered the most.
I'm looking at your impressive credentials on the screen back there.
Uh-huh.
What sort of foundation did you receive here? And then tell us what you went on to do after graduating.
Yeah, well, when I graduated from LeMoyne, I worked for about a year at the telephone company, and that's not the place that I wanted to be, because I said I didn't go to school 4 years to work as a telephone operator. And I couldn't find a job at the time because people were telling me they didn't want to hire me because I was Black or a woman or no experience. And so I decided to develop my own strategic plan for my life. And the military is not the place that I wanted to go. There were 2 professions that I refused to do. And that was one, going into military, and I did not want to teach school because I didn't want to get back what I gave to my teachers. So I just didn't want to do that. But anyway, I decided to look into the military, and I did because I felt that that would be a place for me to go, gain some experience, work on my master's degree, and then get out and then make myself more marketable in coming out. So I went in 1973. I was commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1973. I was going to do that 4 years. I did get my master's in business within the first 2 years, but I ended up staying 22 years, and I retired in 95 as a lieutenant colonel. So it was a really, really good experience. And let me say this, because one of the things that I used to get all the time about going to HBCU and the disadvantage of going to HBCU in your profession. And so when I look back, that story when you used to write, you remember Maury Povich he used to tell stories. He said, "Look at me now." And I want to tell, look at me now, because of what I got here and the foundation, because people believed in me and instilled into me that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I grew in my faith in this school and on this campus. I was prepared when I went on. Not just that, my parents had nurtured that into me as well. So when I went into the Air Force, I was a little nervous at first because I'm looking at people sideways, not sure, but I was successful in my career just because. And when I did retire, my boss did not want me to retire. They wanted me to move on, but I had a child. I said, God bless me with this son, and so I'm going to be a mother, and I'm going to do that and raise my child, and so I chose to retire. But because of the foundation, at least in my opinion, that I gained here at LeMoyne College and all of the people that surrounded me, my family, my friends, my faith, that's what has sustained me and helped me to grow.
What a wonderful story. Help us create more stories like that for future magicians. We want you to give to 807 Giving Day.
Mm-hmm.
How do you give? You can call 901-435-1539. You can text Give to LOC to 72727, or you can go to our website, givetoloc.com. Now, I understand, Ms. Walls, you have a presentation and a challenge to make today.
I most certainly do. So I want to present my $807 to LeMoyne-Owen College. Yes.
Thank you.
And I want to challenge the class of 1972, my sorority sisters in 1971, and anybody else who feel left out. I want to challenge you to meeting my donation of $807. Thank you. I know you're going to do it. Thank you so much, and I love you for it too.
Thank you, Ms. Walls. We'll be back in an hour.
Is it it?